Scott here with TechGuySmartBuy, and we're here demoing the new camera on the HTC One X for AT&T. And with me, we have good friend Carlos from Black Hill Photography, blackhillphotography.blogspot.com. Check him out. We got some real lighting here to really test it out, and he's gonna use it as his primary camera for a test photo shoot.
All right, ready? Let's get your work. All right. I guess you guys just saw that I shot a couple of images of Roderick from Tech Guys, and with the HTC. Roderick was the name of it?
One X.
Okay. Now, technically, if we have more than one HTC, I would actually be holding it while he's recording me with it. So, in the meantime, I will be using the iPhone. This is actually, I'm not just messing with you. But if it was, this would have been the phone. But I know I just needed to use that for a split second. I just had to.
Thanks.
The camera is good. It's really good. The only issue that I seem to have, considering the fact that I shoot photography a lot. Like last year, I'm at around 35,000 pictures, give or take. The autofocus for a handheld cell phone camera is extremely fast. Now, typically, you would be like, okay, that's great. If you're doing sports action, or if you try to capture a moment for your little kid's soccer game or football game, that's fine. But the problem is that the smallest hand movement will make the picture blurry, because it automatically tries to refocus itself, and all of a sudden your picture's blurry. And mind you, I might be a photographer, but as a lot of people know, I have some of the shakiest hands on the face of planet Earth. So when it comes to me taking pictures of Roderick like that, you're gonna see like there were pictures coming out blurry left and right. I actually ended up having to use my own tripod so I can lean against it, so I can actually get a perfectly steady picture. For me, that would not work. Typically, other people, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have an issue, but that's just like my only thing about it. Another thing I messed around with was the depth of field. Little filter that they have. Depth of field is actually kind of interesting. The only reason being is because to achieve depth of field on a typical camera and using a typical lens, it's a completely different animal than this thing. This thing obviously is just a computer. From what I could tell, it's just a computer-generated filter, which is fine. It doesn't really create true depth of field, but it's actually a very, very interesting effort to do. But besides that, how many megapixels is that thing anyway?
It's only 8.
It's only 8?
Yeah.
That's a very
Can't
strong,
tell.
No, that's a very strong. Well, if you really think about it, anything like just even with the release of like the new Nikons and the new Canons that just went past 20, and like the 3200 that just went into 24 megapixels. Mm-hmm. That's just now. I mean, even just recently, if I remember, the D3 was somewhere around 18 megapixels, and even the Canon Mark II was at 21 megapixels. Now it's at 22 megapixels. So if that's the case, it really is not that far from what you're looking for. At 8 megapixels, you could print some good quality pictures. The only issue that I'm going to have with it is how many of those pictures are you going to come out blurry. So you got to be really steady with it. But besides that, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Get me out of front of the camera, man. I just don't do that. I need to get behind it.
All right. That was Carlos from Black Hill Photography giving his 2 cents on the new camera lens on the HTC One X. Thanks, Carlos.
Later.